Hello and thanks for joining me on another video. For those who don't know me, my name's Steve, and if you go back on a few of my previous videos, you will learn that I'm building my own bicycle to travel from the UK to Thailand. Yes, you heard it right, UK to Thailand. Travelling through Europe, Turkey and whatever other countries allow me to travel through until I get to Thailand. But today's video is mainly about me installing the headset, but predominantly in this video the race onto this steerer post on my forks. So this is the race, what we're going to be forcing onto the fork steerer post. It will sit flush at the bottom. As you can see, there's a very fine rubber seal there, so we've got to be very careful not to distort or damage any of this. A little bit worried about doing this because I don't want to damage it. Watching tutorials, there is a special tool you can use to basically hammer and force these on. However, one of the chaps I discovered has got a little hack where he uses a piece of poly waste pipe, and that's the method I'm going to be using. He had a domed end cap on his and a wooden mallet. I'm going to be using a socket and a copper hammer, and I'll demonstrate that now, what I'm planning on doing. A lot of you cyclists out there are probably squealing at this. But anyway, there's my piece of poly pipe, probably just over a foot long. The socket what fits nicely in there, which I'm going to be using to hit, and I've put a slightly smaller one in top of that. So there's something for me to strike with my trusty little copper hammer. So, without further ado, let's give it a go. So then, first thing I'm going to do is just put a very, very small amount of grease on there, just to hopefully help it ease on a little bit more easier. So I bought this grease, which is especially for headsets, bottom brackets and pedals. So what I'm going to do is just put a very, very small amount of this around here. Don't want to smother it, just a tiny little bit. It's almost like a Vaseline, this grease. So I think that's enough. Let's put that down there. I'll wipe my hands. Always have a piece of tissue lying around to do that. Right then, this is a scary bit. As you can see, that's looking pretty square, I think. Right then, the next bit, my bit of tube, which as you can see fits nicely onto there. Now what you don't do is rest the bottom of your forks on the ground when you're doing this. You have to cradle it with your hand like so. So when you're hitting it, you're not damaging your dropouts or anything else on the bottom of your forks for that matter. So that's that. Now I'm going to insert my socket in there like so. I wish I had another pair of hands, to be honest, so I could hold that level, but I don't. So hopefully you can see this. I'm holding this on here. I'm sorry if you don't see this anymore, but So far that's not moving. I'm not liking the look of that at the minute. Let's try again. I thought that would be fairly stable in there, but it don't appear to be. I don't like that at all. I think what I need to do is I'm going to abort this video. I will come back to it. I think I might have to research and try and get, not research, go to a few hardware stores to see if I can get that dome top for this, because that socket's just bouncing around too much and I don't want to damage this. Well, after searching at some hardware stores and plumbing stores, I could not find a domed end cap like I see the guy had on the tutorial I see with the hack. But I did find this plastic bottle top, which is a little bit bigger than the diameter of this piping, so I've put some foam under there and pressed that on, and I've also put some cardboard sleeve which was protecting the bike frame in transit. So I've put a couple of layers of that also in there to stop it moving. So without further ado, I've also gone for a £5 lump hammer this time, and we're going to give it a go and see what happens. I'm not liking that little dust seal thing. It really struggles to stay in place. But anyway, I'm going to give this a go. Hopefully it don't break this this lid. So let's go for it. So far it's not moving. That is not shifting. And the plastic lid is broken. Right, I think it is going on. But once again, the rubber seal seems to be lifting a little bit, but it seems to be fairly even, and I'm nearly there. So I'm going to give it, I broke my lid, but oh well. And I think, let's give it one more for luck. Maybe I shouldn't have given it one more for luck, but I think that is on. So I'm going to remove that. That's the broken lid. That's a bit of sleeve I put on there. So hopefully, I think that has successfully gone on. So let's bring that over to the camera. I don't know whether you can see that, but that's it. Hopefully the next stage is pressing the head onto the bike frame. So then we're back for the second stage of this installation of the headset. So the next stage, what I'm going to be doing is greasing this up. I'm going to first of all press the bottom one in, and so I'm going to grease that up first. Some people push them in together. I'm going to do them one at a time. Now I have brought a tool for this. Now it's not a professional one by any standards, but it was a budget one from eBay. So yeah, so I'm going to start off by greasing up this bottom cup. But first of all, I need to find my blimmin' glasses, because here they are. I can't see a bloody thing without them. So let's get them babies on. Now they say don't go too mad with this. They reckon any creaking you hear from your bike, and that's because it's metal against metal. Right, so that is that. I'm also going to put some on the edge of this, just to ease it in. Just basically using up what I've got left on my finger. So I'm guessing that's how that goes. Right then, so that's there. This will go on here. And then this bottom bit, let's put that in there. Now I can't get this thing to start. That's typical, isn't it? There we go. Right, now this is a Ritchey headset. I don't know whether I mentioned that in the previous segment of this, but it's got Ritchey written on both sides, so I don't know whether to have them sideways or to have one at the front and then one's at the back and you can't see it. I don't know what to do. But I don't know whether to go front or back at the front. Or at the sides. At the sides, I think. I don't know. Now let's go front. That's looking pretty good. Right, so what you've got to do is ensure that is totally square. Which it seems to be. I suppose you could use a spanner, but I'm using these mole grips, so I haven't got to keep turning. So I'm just checking this now to make sure it's square all the way around, which it looks like it is. and then I'm turning. That seems to be going in quite nicely. I can feel that. Just double checking again that it's perpendicular, which it seems to be. Make sure my logo's not turning. Don't think it is. Again, I'm stopping to have another little look. Seems fine. And that seems to be in. So basically what we're going to do is repeat that with the top one. Just take these off, I don't want to be dropping anything. I think anyone with a little bit of mechanical know-how should easily be able to do anything like this. If you've got a little bit of mechanical sort of understanding. Right, so that's the bearing to go in there. So then, that's that greased up. Again, using what's remaining on my finger, just to help ease it in. Like so. Now this one don't have a logo. So it doesn't matter so much. Doing this particular job was a reason why I built a load of parts to build a bike many years ago, and I never got around to it because I always feared doing this bit, and I kept meaning to take it over to my local bike shop, and you know what things are like, things move on, and it never ever happened. So yeah, I'm selling them parts now, or I have been. sold about 70% of the parts I brought to finance some of this. Right, so I'm just checking again to make sure this is square, which it appears to be. And let's give it a whirl. It's a nice feeling when you can feel it slide right in like this. I think I paid £11 something for this tool on eBay. So I will have no need for it again after this, so I shall resell it. And again, right, so this one's going in a little bit wonky, not as seems to be a little bit, just a tad more. Now I like that because that grease has just squeezed that a little bit, which I quite like. I should maybe have this bit more secure on here, but I don't want to scratch the frame or crush it, even though these are rubber. I'm using a piece of that foam again, which was on the packaging. So I'm going to wipe this off. Then what I will do is I'll use a bit of degreaser. Later on. Well, to be fair, I'm pretty happy with that, considering it's the first time I've ever attempted anything like this. To me, that looks like that is on there. Well, that completes the fitting of the headset. As you can see, I've temporarily held the forks in place with a bit of webbing strap there. Loosely fitted a stem, just to get a measurement really of how many spaces I'm going to need. So this is where I'm going to bring this video to an end. As always, I thank you for watching. I'd love to know your comments, how you would have done things differently. Yeah, please like, comment and subscribe. I'd love you to follow my journey from building this bike and actually travelling all the way to Thailand on it. So as always, take care, be safe. Bye for now.